The storm was merciless. Prince Kyle clung to the remains of his shattered ship as the waves pulled him under. His lungs burned, his strength faded, he was drowning. Then, through the darkness, he saw her, a girl with luminous sea-green eyes and hair that floated like silver strands in the water. Not a girl, a mermaid. Her shimmering tail flicked effortlessly as she moved toward him. Just as everything went black, he felt her hands on his face, her lips pressing softly against his, breathing life back into him. Kyle woke on a deserted shore, gasping for air. At first, he thought it had all been a dream, until he saw her. Sitting at the water's edge, her iridescent tail half submerged in the tide, she watched him with silent curiosity. He whispered, "You saved me." She nodded, but said nothing. Before he could move closer, she turned, flicked her tail, and disappeared beneath the waves. But Kale couldn't forget her. Back in his kingdom, no one believed his story. His father, the king, called it a delirious fantasy. But Kale knew the truth. She was real, and he had to find her again. Night after night, he returned to the shore, calling out to the sea. Weeks passed, and just as he began to lose hope, she appeared. Her name was Eris. She was cautious but curious, drawn to the human who should have drowned. Slowly their worlds intertwined. She taught him the secrets of the ocean, showed him the glowing gardens beneath the waves, and spoke of a curse, a warning that no mermaid could love a human without consequence. But love didn't listen to warnings. The more time they spent together, the harder it became to say goodbye, until the king found out. Terrified of merfolk and their magic, the king sent hunters to capture Eris. Trapped in a fisherman's net, she cried out as Kale fought to free her, but the soldiers were too many. They dragged her to the castle, to be executed as a sea witch. Kyle had a choice, his throne or her life. He chose her. With the help of an old sailor who once loved a mermaid, Kyle broke into the dungeons and freed Eris, but the king's guards pursued them to the cliffs, where the sea raged below. With arrows flying toward them, Kale leaped into the water with her. He thought he would drown, but Eris held him close, whispering words in an ancient tongue. A bright light surrounded them, and suddenly he could breathe. He was no longer just human, he belonged to the sea. The kingdom searched for their lost prince, but he was never seen again. Some say he died that night. Others say if you look into the waves at sunset, you can still see him, swimming beside the mermaid who saved his life. Kale's first breath underwater felt like fire and ice all at once. Kids who love their mom and dad, please subscribe to the channel. Thank you.